Alright, so last time I talked about my SLU experiments and my concoctions, I talked about having a vaporized form that I was not ready to try yet because I had so much of the injectable and other in my system. So I waited for all of that to clear, and now it's clear, and I thought I would take my first hit of the vaporizer form on camera. Real briefly, let me explain why this works without destroying the whole mix. This is complex in HPBCD first. So what that means is only the little bit that gets affected is really burned up and vaporized right near the heating element. There's not enough heat, there's not enough voltage to heat the whole thing. So what we're getting is a little bit of an insulative quality to that, but also it's carried in glycerin with limonene. So the limonene doesn't do anything, but that, it's a terpene, but the glycerin itself is kind of an insulator as well. So we're going to just burn a little bit, vape a little bit, and then if we want, we can put the rest in the fridge. So I'm going to preheat this, and here we go. Got a little bit of a cloud out of that. What this is 10 milligrams per milliliter. I went ahead and took the dose down because I didn't figure we needed all that. Now, what I've got up on screen here while I wait for this to kick in is, does SLU-PP cross the blood-brain barrier? The answer is no, but that doesn't mean we won't feel effects. I'm starting to feel effect. That's interesting. I can feel a little tingling through here. Not tingling, but like a little pressure. Yeah, I definitely feel a little bit of something. I'm going to go ahead and hit it one more time. Like I say, all that's in this is 10 milligrams per milliliter SLU. It's complex in HPBCD. Carried in glycerin, so it's in solution, essentially, in the HPBCD, so that's its encapsulation. And then the glycerin is just the suspension that it sits in. It's milky, it's not in like a real solvent, it's just a suspension. Yeah, I definitely feel a little something. Kind of similar to NAD when you vape it, but not quite as strong as the NAD. I think the NAD crosses the blood-brain barrier. You feel stronger effects right away. Oh yeah, yeah. So kind of the uplift effect that you can feel from SLU, or at least that I feel when I use the sublingual and the injectable, but more acutely the sublingual, I can feel that here. A little more focus, a little more clarity in my vision. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's a nerve thing. I've got a little bit of a nerve issue in my neck, so maybe it affects that, loosens that up. I don't know. But yeah, I can definitely see just a little bit more clearly, a little more focused, slightly uplifted. Nothing crazy, but interesting. Well, I thought I would try this on camera, and again, you can argue with me on whether this will hold up or not. I've done this with NAD, which is supposed to be unstabilizable, and I've stabilized it in a vape, used it repeatedly over the course of months, and it's retained its potency by feel, but I can't tell the difference in the feel, so within 10 days it was supposed to be completely dead, and it's been like 6 months on one of the vapes, so anyway, sometimes reality isn't what it should be on paper. If you want to check out my NAD/epicatechin vape kit, I've actually got epicatechin and NAD. You'll be surprised by the focus and clarity that clearing up brain fog that those two do. If you're curious, it's right here, and I'll even send some extra liquid with it. I'll fill it, and I think these hold 5 or 6 milliliters, and then I'll send some extra. But again, not the SLU, but if you're interested in something similar, this stuff I've got on screen is actually a little more potent as far as feel goes. But the SLU, I am curious to try it this way for a few days and see if it doesn't ramp up the metabolism a little bit like it does with oral and sublingual. Now, a quick note since I put that video out about the oil version of SLU that I was working on. Somebody wants to use my oil conversion kit for SLU, and that's fine. If you do order my oil conversion kit, The purpose is to have a stable form that is slow release. So you can do up to 5 mils, and for every 0.1 mil, it seems to take 16 to 24 hours to clear. So you could have like a 5-day in the system life of SLU or whatever else you're using if you should choose to do so. So the kit provides all of that. But if you order, please let me know what you're going to do with it to some extent so I can make sure that it's got everything you need for your particular application. I'll also be putting out an instruction video on how to use that oil-based SLU, and I'll probably just send a link with the orders. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out and whether YouTube's okay with it being public and that sort of thing. But I'll have a full instruction video showing how to work with that. And then also I'll have instructions that come with, anything I send out for the most part. Unless we're going overseas, and then that'll get emailed to you. So anyway, again, slight buzz, slight uplift, similar feelings to when I take it sublingually as far as the head effects go. But we'll see. We'll see if it has the body effects over the course of a few days, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this a little bit entertaining, and more to come.